with your roommate.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the pod.
Hello,
You
hello.
heard it here. ... Eventually.
There you go. It's been a
So
while.
what's up? Yeah.
For us, it's been a while. For them,
Yeah.
hopefully not too much. We
Just
we
a
recorded
couple
in
weeks
batches.
between two.
Yeah.
A couple weeks between two, and when we decided to upload stuff and actually like set up our accounts.
Where we are just now in real time. Episode 1 just went live a week ago.
Episode 2 might go today or tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Wednesday at the latest. I need to render it still.
Yeah, but it just goes to different platforms at different rates, I think, too.
Yeah, I don't
is the
like
weird
that.
part.
Yeah. It's like it'll go to Google. I uploaded everything the same day. It went to Google a week later. It went to still not on Stitcher. I don't know why. I don't know. Amazon was like 20 minutes. It was up.
Yeah, and it goes to Amazon and Audible because
Yeah.
they own Audible, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know that until I set up the account.
Yeah.
Also didn't know you need a phone number to make an Amazon account. You need it. It's necessary. But the second you make it, you can delete it.
And it's fine.
You don't need it on the account. They just want to verify email, and they're like, that's actually not good enough. Plus the like CAPTCHA thing that they do now, which was like 6 pictures of a galaxy, and it said which one is a spiral. That's level 2. That's not good enough. Then you need a phone number. And if you have a phone and it's typed in on their Amazon account, not good enough. It needs to be a brand new phone. Go buy a new phone. Amazon is going to start selling phones, obviously, and phone numbers. You got to buy them separately.
Yep, just buy a phone number. And then
it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, and then Apple hasn't been working for me still. It's like I log in, it's saying that I don't even know what it's like your account's like not ready for this. So I don't know what that means. But
yeah, we still have some troubleshooting to do, basically.
Yeah, but it's on YouTube. I've heard good things from. I mean, they're all friends, but I feel like they wouldn't lie to me.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've had only positive feedback, but like, yes, there are friends.
Yeah.
But my friends personally are very critical of me. So them saying it was good is probably like crazy positive.
And then we've had some randos come through too, which surprised me. I mean, I've never really launched like a YouTube channel from scratch, I guess, but that was cool. Some good views. And yeah, excited. We have an agenda today, which we haven't had we had one for episode 1. We had the first one, and then not the second one, and now we have it back. But it's like I have it this time too.
Yeah, we just now we all because I had it written down for me because you gave me the ideas. You're like, let's do this, this, and this. Yeah. I wrote them down. That episode 2, I was like, let's try it. No agenda. Let's see how it is. And I think both ways were good, but I think like when we had the agenda, it just made things flow a little better. So
I agree.
I'm sure some we won't.
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, let's just do this thing out of nowhere. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Alex Jones. So yeah.
So what do we want to start with?
Right away, there's going to be a spoiler alerts for Doctor Strange. There's going to be a timestamp right there. Click that. Or not click it. Go to it. Drag it if you don't want spoilers. Because we're going to be talking Doctor Strange too.
And we're going to start with it. We're just going to jump
and then hopefully the rest of the episode, once that timestamp happens, nothing else will be talked about.
Yeah. It's not really going to be a review, but we're just going to give our thoughts. And so I have no way of holding back. I'm just going to say stuff that happens.
Yeah. We're not going to try and be like, so this part where this person died. No, it's open spoilers, but then once we hit the timestamp, no more spoilers. And I'm sure once we get to like, I don't know what our time frame's going to be, but there's going to be a point where like, I don't even know if I want to do it with Spider-Man No Way Home, but there's going to be a point where like, we're just talking about Marvel spoilers because it's just been too long.
Yeah.
I don't know when
it
that
might,
is.
Yeah.
But
do you want to go?
Overall,
you want to start with it?
I liked it. There are things I didn't like about it, but like as a whole, I didn't hate my time in the theater, and I've seen it 3 times since. I think 2 was enough. I only went a 3rd time because someone was like, "Hey, you want to go with me?" And I was like, "Sure," because I mean it's Marvel. I enjoy Marvel.
Because that's how you do Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
you personally.
I will say I saw Spider-Man No Way Home 4 times. That was too much. That movie 3 was the magic number. This movie I think 2 was the magic number.
Yeah. Well, I liked it too. Like overall, I don't think there's like a Marvel movie that I like actively dislike. I have like bottom of the barrel ones. Like Thor 1 was boring. It was kind of boring. And like Thor 2 wasn't that great, but people hated it, and I just thought it wasn't that great. I didn't think it was bad.
In this marketing, I learned that Benedict Cumberbatch was cast to be Malekith or whatever, and then who was the villain of Thor 2, and then he was like, I feel
Mhm.
like something better's coming along, and he waited for Doctor Strange.
I saw a headline about it, but I didn't read the article. So, but I actually knew that story because reading up on the guy that ended up playing him, well, I don't remember his name, but he's like some
Yeah,
amazing British
it's
actor,
the
and they were like
doctor.
his talents were wasted.
Yeah.
There was like Ben Kingsley in when he was the fake Mandalorian, but then he redeemed himself in Shang-Chi 100%.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that bad in Iron Man 3 either,
Yeah,
but
me
like for
neither.
the character he was playing, it was just he played a stupid character.
Yeah.
Like everyone thought he was the actual Mandarin, and it's like, gotcha.
Yeah, and then no, but that was the ninth Doctor, who was like the reboot of Doctor Who, Chris Eccleston, and
Yeah.
he was
Everyone
cool.
that's been a doctor has apparently been is like an amazing. I mean,
Oh
David
yeah,
Tennant's like the most famous
that's
one of
top of the
like
tier.
globally.
Yeah,
But there's also Matt Smith who's going to be in House of Dragon for Game of Thrones.
yeah,
I think he looks weird in it.
and he
Like
was
I
in
think he just
Morbius,
looks like
which
a weird severe guy.
I still haven't seen
Well, I didn't see
Morbius.
that.
I don't
I
really
haven't seen that.
plan to. I might see it if it comes to a streaming platform, but I mean,
It'll be on.
well, I don't know,
It'll
because
probably be on
Sony's
Disney Plus,
weird.
isn't it?
No, Sony's weird with like not Spider-Man. None of the Spider-Man are on Disney Plus because of Sony.
Yeah, but I think they're changing that.
Oh, I hope so.
I feel like I read somewhere that Morbius will be streamable somewhere. I just don't
Yeah.
know if it's like Disney Plus or if it's like Paramount Plus, which I
Yeah.
don't fucking have or something.
Yeah.
So let's
Things
get
I
into
like. Well, let's do things we
Doctor
liked
Strange
first.
though. Not that yet.
Yeah, things I
Okay,
liked.
okay.
The cameos I thought were great. I think that people who are like, "Oh, I wanted Deadpool," like this, I don't think this was his time. I think maybe it could have been cool. I don't think it was necessary for this to be like a good or bad movie. Like, I think Professor X, awesome. Uh, Freaking Mr. Fantastic, amazing. That I audibly gasped in the theater because I just didn't see that one coming.
I was also shocked that
Yeah,
he was in it.
yeah. Like, and John Krasinski, which is your doppelganger. I was just shocked. Like,
Yeah, I've been told that. Yeah, everyone says I look like I've been stopped. So the weirdest one was at physical therapy like years ago. I'm walking from the exercise bike, which is like my like warm up, over to my physical therapist, and this woman just stops me and goes, "Oh my god, you know who you look like?" And I was like, "Jim from The Office," and she's like, "Yeah, you look just like him." And then recently, like he does a podcast too, and there was like a picture that his wife Emily Blunt took of him. It's kind of blurry and he's a little far away. And my mom did a double take. My own mother did a double take at the TV because she was like, "Oh my god, that's Chris."
that's amazing.
I wish I had his muscle. Like
Yeah.
I wish I looked like him now and not like him when he was Jim from The Office. I wish I looked like him when he was like the ripped dad from A Quiet Place and Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, but I feel like this is the first. I mean, yeah, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is like one of the first times where like the internet was like, we want this person to play this character, and they played this character.
Yeah, I knew he was eventually going to be a character though, because I mean he auditioned for Captain America.
Yeah,
Literally right after Chris Evans did, and he was like, I saw Chris Evans in the suit and I knew I wasn't going to
Yeah.
get this role. Like he said that in interviews. So like he was already ready to be a Marvel guy. I'm sure Marvel kept him in the back pocket just waiting for the right casting. And I'm sure, I mean, you see all the memes where it's like Doctor Strange in the multiverse, and it's all Benedict Cumberbatch,
Mhm.
and like X person in the multiverse, and it's all the same person, and it's like Peter Parker in the multiverse, and it's literally three very looking actors.
So I mean, yeah, they could go that route. I really hope they don't, and like do the Peter Parker route. Because I mean, I think he did a good job. I know people were like, I heard some rumor that Daniel Craig was gonna be him or something. That's too old, I think.
Yeah, that's too old for a Mr. Fantastic for sure. I mean,
Um,
eventually in the comics, I'm sure he gets old, but like,
Yeah, and so we know that John Watts just dropped out of Fantastic Four standalone movie, and people think that might be because he's gonna do a Quiet Place where he stars in and directs the movie, which could be cool.
I mean,
I haven't seen
I
a Quiet
liked A
Place,
Quiet Place.
so yeah, I don't know.
I don't like horror, but I liked A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really give me like intense horror vibes. There weren't like jump scares and stuff. It's just the whole atmosphere. It was almost like playing like Last of Us
Oh, okay.
kind of atmosphere. Like everything's like you're just out in the world. Everything's kind of dead. Like there's no like technology or civilization. Wow, my dogs just like literally jumped in the air and collided and barked at each other at the same time.
Both of them.
Yeah, basically that's what they do now. Now that the one, I think, even at episode 2 when we were recording, Zeus was smaller than Kira. And now he's bigger than her, but she
Wow.
still is like older, so she wins all the fights.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's a spoiler, obviously, so don't listen to like. But yeah, no, it might be like, yeah, like the first time it was a fan cast. Not the first time though, because I mean, Ryan Reynolds was trying to be Deadpool
Oh,
for
true. Yeah.
like almost 2
That was
decades.
also like the actor was actively in the campaigning. I don't think I've ever seen John Krasinski say anything. So like Ryan Reynolds had pull, or I mean, I'm sure John Krasinski also had some pull, but like we just didn't know about it, I guess. So I guess that's why it was so
Yeah.
surprising in this case.
Yeah, he was just the most vocal actor ever, saying,
Yeah.
"I want to play this
Yeah.
character," and he said it for 10 years, and he finally got it because he wanted to redeem himself for like other things, and then obviously in Deadpool 2 when he goes around and kills all of his other roles,
Yeah.
it was so funny.
I know. Yeah, and the other cameos, they were cool. Captain Carter, awesome live action. The new Captain Marvel was cool, and then what's his face? Anson, I don't remember his name, was playing Black Bolt.
I don't know that actor's name,
he
yeah,
was
but
from the Inhuman show. I never watched that. I heard it was ass. So
yeah,
that's cool that he came back.
he had
Other
a
thing,
presence,
yeah,
like he did. He
his.
played that role
I
well.
think that was the coolest death in the MCU, and I think I can take a definitive stance on that. Like
It
just
was, yeah.
the blowout in the
I mean,
back
it
was.
was cool, but I mean, when we get to the negatives, obviously that's going to come up for me. Some of those deaths,
Oh yeah.
but
Another thing I liked, I thought Wanda was a good villain. I thought that she was gonna. Well, when I saw the trailers, I thought that what was gonna happen was she was gonna be a villain for like the first half, and then I don't know, Mephisto, Nightmare, some demon entity. I thought was gonna be the main villain. They were gonna team up, save the day.
yeah, I could have
But
sworn in some kind of trailers we almost saw them like where she's like in the mom gear, but she's like landing next to Doctor Strange and they run together somewhere. Like
maybe,
she was in like the mom gear from
yeah,
like that other universe.
838, yeah.
I swear that was like
And even
like
if it,
a red herring
yeah,
trailer somewhere.
even if it was, we know that in I think the Infinity War trailer they showed like Hulk running with Captain America, and then after the first scene, Hulk's not in the movie anymore, and he was Hulkbustered out for the rest of that
Yeah,
movie. They do that all the
yeah.
time. But yeah, uh, America Chavez was cool. I'm excited to see what she can do now that she can like control her power. We have like more multiversal things that can happen, I guess. Um,
Well, yeah.
yeah,
Obviously, I mean they're going to use her in some capacity to
for,
actually full on bring mutants and
yeah,
maybe the
it's
Fantastic Four. They might already exist, but like mutants literally cannot exist in
yeah.
this universe and have not been run into by the Avengers at this point.
Yeah,
There's just
I
too
really
much
well
in the
okay.
world.
Another thing I thought that would happen was, assuming she didn't die, which we can small question time. Do you think 616 Wanda's dead?
Oh, this is for me. I thought
Yeah,
you were about to
no,
say
no.
like to the audience. So yeah, I remember we asked each other this. I say 100% no.
I think
There's no way.
100% yes.
You think she's
I
dead?
think I think if we see Wanda again, 100% it's gonna be a variant.
Oh, a variant. I didn't really think of that. I really think like so she destroyed it in
But
like
there is
obviously.
the
I mean,
rule.
it's
Yeah,
spoiler.
there's the rule. No body, she's not dead. But I don't know. I just
You see the stuff fall down. You see a big power explosion,
yeah.
but like she destroys it, and then it gets destroyed in other universes. That wouldn't have the ripple effect, like unless she was like going from universe to universe, destroying them, or send like
Well,
some
'cause I
message to
feel like
all of her other selves and said destroy the Darkhold or
but
something
then I
like.
feel like we would have seen something in the universe where we saw Doctor Strange like saw it disappear in front of his eyes. I feel like we would have seen something there, like that a hint that it was her. I think it would like if we can say this is I don't know if we could say that's this, but this could be like the main Marvel universe of the MCU type of thing, and like because this is the building on Wundagore Mountain or whatever, like maybe it had ripple effects. I don't really know how multiversal stuff like that works. I just
I
think
don't know.
as a character,
Very confusing.
I think she was too far gone. Like you can't start like taking a town hostage, making them slaves. You can't start killing all these people. Like I think she's too like I don't know. I think her quote unquote redemption was like her letting her alternate self go and the kids go and all that, but like I think she's too far gone for an actual redemption. And I think that this one's dead.
I don't know. They're the way that they're doing the power scale on people. I think that they like almost need her. Like
Yeah.
they need someone that powerful. But one of my problems is gonna be like why the fuck is she just so goddamn powerful? Like she's so much more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
The Sorcerer Supreme, and yeah, Wong is not really supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme. It's supposed to be Stephen Strange
But she's also stronger
because
than
he's
him.
supposed to be the most powerful. But she destroys him. She just randomly, intuitively figures stuff out in the mirror dimension. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna poke my arm out and come
Well,
out like a zombie and stuff.
they did say in WandaVision, I think when Agnes was holding the Darkhold and she was telling Wanda about it, she said this has the power to even like out. I don't know what she said, but like be stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme himself. So I don't think it was her being as like I think it was a combination that it was Scarlet Witch plus the Darkhold as opposed to like just Scarlet Witch, or like if Agnes herself a normal witch with the Darkhold, or just the normal Scarlet Witch. I think it was a combination of the both of them that made her that strong.
I mean, I know that she's supposed to be strong, and even when she's like actually a mutant, blah blah blah. What I would love is a Wanda that comes in that's like true to the canon,
Mm-hmm.
like the original canon, where she's Magneto's daughter,
Yeah.
and like she has like basically it's mutant powers and not witchcraft.
And they could say that.
Whatever.
Like they could I mean, I don't know what the MCU is going to do to bring in mutants. They can say like she was adopted and that's it. Then you easily fix that. But then you also bring in the argument like, well, where have the mutants been the whole time if she was Magneto's daughter?
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
they can't both be his kids though. Like
I
they're
thought
both adopted by the same
yeah.
parents. Like
Well, I mean, they could like both the kids were dropped off somewhere and they were both adopted at the same time. I don't know how adoption works really. Um But no, I thought that this movie was gonna end with Wanda saying, because in the comics, in the House of M, I believe, she says no more mutants, and she erases all mutants from the universe. I thought in this
yeah.
one she was gonna say let there be mutants or some opposite form, and she was gonna bring the mutants to the MCU. But I guess
See,
not yet.
that would have been so cool.
Yeah,
It would have been so. That's like a almost like a fan plot or
yeah,
whatever they would be called. Like the fans do it better than the actual
yeah,
writers. Like that would be cool. However, they bring mutants in. If they can't top that somehow,
yeah,
then like it was a missed opportunity. Obviously,
yeah.
you know.
Um, but no, we can go with your negatives now. What didn't you, or what did
Well,
you
no, I
like
can
that
do
I
my
missed?
I mean,
Yeah,
my positives are basically the same. I liked uh Strange's. I liked Benedict Cumberbatch's interactions with his other self.
mm-hmm.
There were multiple, right? Yeah,
Just
that he met.
the one at the end, I think, because
The only one that he met on
Defender
screen.
Strange was dead by the time he met him, and then
Yeah,
838 Strange was dead as well. So I
but he
think,
went through like three. Yeah, okay. So like the one that he had on where he was on screen with him was cool.
yeah,
I liked his interactions with the new Nexus being like America Chavez, I
oh
guess, and with Wong, right?
hmm
So those were always great. Or it's always great when him and Wong are on screen together, basically.
hmm Oh, speaking of the
Uh,
interaction with Strange, what did you find the music fight cringe? I thought it
no, I
was
didn't find it
cool. Yeah,
cringe. I thought it was cool.
yeah, people. I was leaving the theater, and some people, and then one of my friends also I called with, and he was like, "That was the one part of the movie I was like, I don't know about, but I don't know. I thought it was cool. Like it visually looked
I,
cool. I was a
I
band
think it's his
kid.
uniqueness.
Yeah,
Like it's his uniqueness. I don't know. Like it's like just like showing you how magic can work. Like they
yeah,
decided to battle each other musically,
yeah,
like using music notes. And I mean, yeah, the spells could have taken like literally any other form, but it's like you're bringing your. It's almost like a Green Lantern with the ring. Like you're bringing your will to
yeah.
life with these spells. Basically, that's one of my negatives. Not about the movie, but about Marvel as a whole.
Mhm.
Basically, is like there's no real explanation about fucking anything at this point, and they pick and choose whenever they want to use powers. The obviously best power to ever use on anybody is to use a sling ring, make them go halfway through the portal, close the
Close it.
goddamn portal,
And he
chop them in
did
half.
that. We know he can do that. He did it in Endgame versus
He
the
did
big
it,
guy.
and he
Yeah,
did it to the guy, and he lost his fucking
yeah.
arm. You know, and it just chopped him right off.
Mhm.
Wong did it. Not even Strange. Wong did it. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. And like his fucking arm is just chopped off. Why not just do that to literally everybody?
Mhm.
Like Wanda's half out of the mirror dimension. Boom, sling ring her into somewhere. Get rid of her hands or something. Like chop the Darkhold in half. I don't know what you do, but like, why do they pick and choose these things? And for with the wizardry and Wanda and stuff, there's no real explanation about the limits
Mhm.
of their powers, so they can literally do anything, and it's just believable. But that's again, why is it like witchcraft so much more superior than sorcery,
Yeah.
which they differentiated clearly because there were runes on witchcraft,
Mhm.
and wizardry just has glowing sparks, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the differentiator. But like that's for the Marvel as a whole, though, because everyone does it. I mean, every invention Tony Stark ever. I mean, obviously Peter Parker, nanotechnology taking over Doc Ock's robotic arms.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't throw nanobots at every piece of machinery that he comes across, he's a moron. Obviously, you just throw the nanobots on them; they override whatever the hell is in, like Rhino's suit or whoever else he faces, and he just wins. He literally controlled him for half the movie. Like he couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like so, like, and clearly they're never going to do that again. Ever.
Oh yeah.
Like they're never going to use that power again because it's like in video games when like you start over in part 2 of a game and it's like you start at zero experience.
Yeah, and there's no explanation.
I forgot everything. Yeah, I forgot everything from the last 2 years of my life in game.
I will say the one game series that I found, and I mean there's 9, I don't even know how many games in the series. One game does a good transition, and it's Yakuza. In Yakuza 0, you're strong at the end of it, and then at the beginning of 1, you go to jail for 10 years. It's like, this makes sense. You haven't been training in jail. Every other game, though, it's like even like Kingdom Hearts, I think, in Dream Drop Distance to 3, they explain it. I forgot how they explain it, but he's like, oh, I lost everything. We're starting back from scratch.
Yeah. They give amnesia to characters all the time. Like, okay, they forgot everything. But I mean, when the memories come back, so does the power, right? Like, so, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else I liked. I basically liked the performances. I liked Christina Applegate. I liked the guy that plays his nemesis guy who's the Sorcerer Supreme of the other universe.
Oh, Mordo.
Oh my God. Mordo. Yeah. I was thinking Wardo for some reason. I was like, that's not right. All right. I liked his performance. I liked the way that Strange knew how to antagonize him. But to get like some of the nitpicky stuff, I obviously already did one. Like, why are they not just chopping people into little tiny pieces all the time with sling rings? Mm-hmm. And Wanda just takes sling rings off their bodies all the time. Like strings Wong up. Wong survives Deus Ex Machinas 3 times, which is fine because I love Wong. And if he actually died, I think the Strange. Like Doctor Strange series would be poorer for it 100%. But now with the multiverse,
I figured he wasn't gonna die because he had like plot armor, but like that fall, I was like, he's dead, and then he just showed up fine. And I was like, what is going on? He fell off like the mountain's flat. He fell off this way, and then he landed this way. And I was like, well, how did you get over there?
Yeah, wind.
Yeah,
he's got a big body. He's a big boy, so I guess like they just winded him right into the side of the mountain.
Yeah,
this mountain that like literally rejects sorcerers. He says in the beginning, we can't go there. It sucks him back in though for some reason, and I have no problem with him surviving. But I mean, at multiverse now, just basically like, oh, he died. Bring in Universe 384's, Wong because I miss him. There's nothing really stopping them from doing that. So we'll see how they turn out. I did, and one of my bigger complaints is I know they're trying to, based on the way it looks, they're trying to turn Doctor Strange into the next Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. As like the center of everything that happens in Marvel. Like he's the main guy. He was in Spider-Man the same way that Iron Man was in the first Spider-Man.
Yep.
Like he's supposed to transcend the different series and be the guy they interact with. I mean, they might just be meshing them more obviously in Thor, which we're gonna talk about later probably. It's Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor, probably for like a decent amount of the movie, hopefully not just the beginning.
I really like, that's another, I know we disagree about one thing in Thor 4 that we'll get to. I really think it's going to be first 5 minutes, that scene where he's like, look into the eyes of the people you love. I think that is the scene where he says goodbye. Because then you see the ship go away and then you see Thor, Korg, and like, you can tell they edited someone out of that shot. You see like put 2 to 3 people just looking up at the ship. I think they're gone and they're off doing Guardians 3 after that.
No, I think that they are going to leave, but I don't think it's going to be in the first 5 minutes. I think he probably travels them, has a little bit of banter because they have good chemistry. Mm-hmm. They want to probably use that and play it up, and then he'll move on. Lady Thor, obviously, like and all that stuff. But we'll talk about Thor later. Yeah. So my other problem is like, so he's supposed to be Iron Man. Iron Man had banter with everybody, and he got along with everybody. Even when he was like kind of like angry at them and stuff, he still found a way to like break the ice. And eventually, like, have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. They're making, and Strange should probably be about the same way. I know he's a little bit more sarcastic, and even with like Tony in Infinity War, they were starting off with like, but they had like a verbal joust back and forth that was pretty funny and entertaining. Strange's interactions with America Chavez and with Wong, funny, entertaining. because he's being like sarcastic and he's being a minor asshole, but like it's because they know him and they fight back. But then whenever he meets anyone new, he's just such a dick. I think,
Yeah.
and it doesn't play as funny as I think it really is meant to. Like when he's in front of the council, the Illuminati,
Mm-hmm.
he insults every single one of them. None of them react. They don't give a shit. And he's just like angrily ranting while he's in cuffs, like calling them like mean names and stuff. And I didn't think any of it was really that funny. Like,
I think like the black ball one was kind of funny or whatever, but then yeah, I don't know, like I just feel like no one listened, and maybe that's why he was being all sassy. It's like she's a threat, and he knows that she's a threat. Tell them that like why she's a threat. Don't just tell them that she's a threat.
yeah,
Like they
I
were
mean
just so
that's
cocky.
everything.
Yeah,
All movies do that though. It's like this person's scary. Well, how?
yeah,
I don't have time to explain. You always have time to explain.
yeah,
That's the whole point. Otherwise, you argue. You just have the argument in the time that you could just explain.
yeah,
So like that's the weird part. But I mean, every movie does. You kind of got to expect that.
yeah.
And then I think the last thing I really liked. I mean, my big thing was definitely like the power level. Like people they come up with powers, never use them again. You know,
Mhm.
that's like my biggest problem with Marvel as a whole. Everyone does it. I mean, literally, we had Smart Hulk, and he de-hulked himself because I guess they didn't want him to be Hulk all the time.
Well, no,
Like we saw,
he's well because we don't know where She-Hulk is gonna take place, which we can talk about that trailer later too or something. But in that show, he's still Smart Hulk, and then in the post credits of Shang-Chi, he wasn't Smart Hulk anymore. So we don't know like what caused him to depower or like if he can go between them because
and he had a broken arm. His
yeah,
arm that he hurt as Hulk is
yeah.
now still hurt as
Well, because
Human
yeah,
Banner.
but then in the She-Hulk trailer, it's not hurt anymore. So one theory that I thought could be true is he somehow because he can't get like healed as a Smart Hulk, I assume, because he's too big to get punctured by needles and stuff. So maybe he depowers into Bruce Banner, and then the arm is healed, and then he repowers up later, and he can change between them.
Well, I mean, it's weird though because Hulk always just heals,
Yeah.
right? Like as he powers up. So it's weird that he didn't just heal from that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're Infinity
Oh
Stones,
yeah, that's
but I
the
mean,
other thing. Yeah.
so what? I mean, literally, Wanda overpowered an Infinity Stone in this one because she overpowers Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so like this awesome Omega power point, she just kind of took them out a little bit too easy, I think. Especially the first two. Like, obviously, they were really cool. They were visceral. Like, I mean, Mr. Fantastic's head exploded when he was done shriveling up, and his guts went everywhere. Like Black or it's Black Bolt, right? Yeah, Black Bolt. Where's his mouth? Why the fuck would he try to say anything?
I think
Why?
I had this. I was listening to a breakdown of the movie. Shout out New Rockstars. I heard from them that it's like I think it was like a panic thing. Like just imagine you have a mouth all your life, and all of a sudden you don't have a mouth.
Yeah, but you've spent your whole life not using your voice because you could hurt people,
Yeah,
and then
true.
in a panic, it
maybe
breaks.
in a panic you just
then when
whisper.
you're a superhero, you're into a panic. You're in a panic all the time. You're fighting crime.
Yeah,
he has to be able to tone that down. I mean, yeah, it's a weird situation, but he knows this. He knew the old Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Strange couldn't do that to him. Strange couldn't somehow like make his mouth move through different part of his body or something. Like make his mouth come out of his ass so he farted and he fucking blew up someone behind him or something. You know, like I don't know. It was a little weird for that. Mr. Fantastic was a fucking idiot. He's the smartest man on earth, and he's like, Wanda, we can take you. Obviously, we know nothing about you really. But we can take your ass, and he dies right away. And then the two people actually fight are like one person who just has super strength, like the super soldier serum, who should have like the least chance against her because she just levitates him and splits him in half. And then the person who should have at least toe to toe with her and then just got like fucking man.
She got no. See that is maybe one of the problems I had with the movie. It was specifically that fight. Like she was going toe to toe to her for like a good 5 seconds, which compared to the other people, it's much better than them.
5 seconds longer. Yeah. Yes.
And then she just gets crushed. And it's like she's powered by an Infinity Stone. I don't think that would crush her. Maybe she was unconscious and like
they made it look like the Infinity Stone power like got sucked out of her body though. To me, like when I saw it, I was like, oh, they turned her mortal. They like pulled like the gag, like all right, now you're mortal, so you die, kind of thing.
Maybe
I don't know.
I didn't see that, but I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's weird. Her glow or like the stuff like kind of dissipates.
Yeah,
she looks like almost depowered. But I mean, Wanda shouldn't have been able to do that as far as I'm concerned. Like Wanda's powers came from an Infinity Stone or were like enhanced by an Infinity Stone. You should have like some kind of like more like equal kind of footing. But I know that they didn't want to spend like 20 minutes on a fight in that part of the movie. Like that's not the point of the movie. So I mean, just don't have that version of Captain Marvel. To be
Yeah.
honest, like just have someone else there. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe have Deadpool there and have him just keep reviving and just as a head
That'd
following
be
her
really
around,
funny.
taunting her or something.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious. Um, and then the way she got Professor X was, I thought, very cool. I thought that was the coolest one.
Yeah.
But again, it kind of doesn't explain like where, like, he's the strongest telepath in the universe. Like he kept the Phoenix Force at bay,
Yeah.
right? Like I mean, and now all of a sudden Wanda's like way
Well,
more
also
powerful than a
like
primordial essence of the universe.
this is a different universe, so like who knows what happened? Maybe like this Professor X wasn't as strong as one of his other Professor X's. Like I don't know. Um,
Valid.
I thought it was
Valid. I'll
I thought
concede
it
that.
was cool that he had the hover chair from the animated show though. People thought
Oh
that
hell yeah.
yeah, people thought that this was the same universe as the animated show. I don't think that, because I feel like the whole point of the Illuminati in the comics at least is that each person represents a group. So I feel like I don't know. I guess he's representing the X-Men, but I don't know. I feel like you'd have like some other dude there too. Maybe like Logan. He'd be cool on there. I know he's
Maybe you'd have like an actual like enforcer for him that could physically hurt people.
yeah,
Like
that's what I mean.
like you have
Yeah.
like a bodyguard for him
Yeah.
or something from the mutants who would maybe be able to like put up more of a fight against Wanda.
Yeah. But
I
no,
don't
the
know.
snap of the neck was awesome. He did look like Steve Jobs when he was in that mine though. Yeah, that
Yeah, walking
turtleneck.
around
Yeah.
trying to help her out. The mind stuff is always really weird. They always do that weird, like
Yeah.
how do you picture yourself? She's crushed under the house. The only other thing is like I don't understand the difference between Wanda from 616 invading that Wanda and somehow souping up her powers to the same level that she was at.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, let's face it, if Wanda was that strong in that universe, they would have been more ready for her.
Yeah.
So she must not have been that powerful, but somehow she was souped up. But then Strange goes back to zombie Strange and has to walk around like a zombie. He's not walking around normal. He's walking around
Well, I think it's like the bones
jerky
were
animation.
decomposing. I don't know how long
But
it was in between, but like I mean he looked decomposing, so I guess like he like
I don't know.
I don't know, imagine it's like you want your like a phantom limb almost. Like you want it to move but you can't move it. And maybe I don't know, maybe it's like
I
that.
feel like it would look different though, instead of looking like generic zombie
Yeah.
jerky motions, like step by step. And then he gets like the spirits, he controls them. I mean, I don't know
That
how
was
he didn't
sick.
think to
Yeah,
control them initially.
yeah.
But okay.
They
Like
making
I mean,
that out of
whatever
a
they gave
cape.
her.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Like I think that end fight was awesome. I think the way that the demon guys just kind of got yeeted, like
Yeah.
they didn't really ever fight them
Yeah.
a single time, was cool. Like I was like, all right, good. They like kind of played that in like a way that I didn't expect. I kind of thought Wong was gonna have to fight all of them like to the death.
Yeah.
Uh, and overall, like after all this stuff, overall I did like it. I liked. I mean, I don't understand how the Darkhold works. I don't understand what demon it was. Oh, they said it was Chthon or
Yeah.
Chthon or whatever. I didn't really look up him. And then the last part, like, oh, the last thing really I talk about, I guess. Like, I mean, overall, I did like the movie. Like, I enjoyed it. I have a little tidbit story that I'll do after the spoiler thing,
Mhm.
just because I think it's funny. And the last thing I had was, oh my god, I don't know. America Chavez's powers. I don't understand how did she go like end up randomly going toe to toe with Wanda?
Oh,
She
at
can
the end,
travel the
yeah.
multiverse, so all of a sudden,
She
what every
she
single universe,
punched
the
her.
weight of every single universe was between that elbow,
But
and then
even
Wanda
that,
just
like,
took it like a
yeah,
champ.
why did Wanda take it is the thing. But I don't know. Plot
I
armor,
mean,
I
yeah,
guess.
and I mean, and the only other problem is I saw the way that she was like redeemed or like beaten a mile away.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, because they said it like 3 different times. Like, what would your kids think of
Yeah.
you? Of course, they're just gonna show her kids being terrified of her. Like, I mean, that's just kind of like a played out like trope.
Yeah.
To me, I really wish they did it some other way. Like maybe she like if they were gonna go dark, maybe she accidentally injured them, and then she
Yeah.
started to fear her own powers instead of them fearing her or whatever. Like maybe she injured them to the point where like they were kind of effed up,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" And she kind of has like a mental breakdown, and then just kind of like blows everything up,
And then
like
that's
blows
how
herself
yeah.
up, and then blows up the Darkhold and stuff.
Yeah.
And it like ripples through universes because America Chavez is there and like kind of
Oh.
hits her and like ripples through the universes. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I would have thought that would be cooler because as soon as they started bringing up her kids like multiple times, I was like, her kids are gonna see her freak out. She'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm a bad parent," and then
Also,
here we
last
are.
thing, that ice cream song, I was like actively cringing during that. I was like, we don't need this. Like it was just so bad. I was like, what am I watching right now?
Yeah, I think that was probably the part where I was like thinking basically the same thing. I
Yeah.
was like, I was just like, this is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like that's what they had to show her. That like these two kids who are like not 3 years old anymore had to show her this song.
Yeah. All right. Well, overall, we both enjoyed it. I mean, like he said, there's not.
Well,
I
I
think.
wanted to also talk about. We should talk about post credit scene.
Oh, yeah. Completely forgot
We
about
should
that.
talk
Yeah.
about post credit scene.
Obviously, I think like without it, I think before this movie, maybe you could make the argument. I think now, 100%, we're leaning towards Secret Wars. There's no doubt in my mind that we're not heading towards Secret Wars.
I mean, yeah, they obviously are using this to set up the
Here's the
next
thing though, because it's
big
like,
thing in
oh,
Marvel.
I did have a theory about this. So, and this is from me, and I'm proud of this theory. I didn't hear this from anyone. I think, assuming we're colliding with 838, because I think they described it as when you spend too long on another universe, that's how incursion starts. So it's assumed, I guess, that it's those two universes that are the ones colliding. Normally in Secret Wars, I think it's Doctor Doom who's controlling everything. I think you could get like a grief-stricken Sue teaming up with him because Mr. Fantastic died, and she's the one who's helping him do all the Secret War stuff. She's like his partner in crime or something. And yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be cool. If it's Emily Blunt, I don't know. I know people fan cast her. I haven't seen her in anything.
They fan cast her because she's married
Yeah.
in real life to John
Yeah.
Krasinski, and they played in A Quiet Place together as husband and wife. Why the hell not just do it? She's a good actress. I like her as an actress, so I would have no problem with them doing it. But yeah, that's basically the whole reason why it's fan cast, though. I think not necessarily anything else related to the Invisible Woman or anything.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool if she teams up with him because we saw that in the first Fantastic Four movie that she was all buddy with Victor Von Doom before the cosmic stuff happened.
Yeah.
So that'd be a cool throwback. But yeah, I don't really know much about Clea. I know she's Dormammu's niece. I know she does stuff.
Dormammu's niece. She's like an
dimension.
energy being there because Dormammu and his sister are energy beings that are like banished from their world.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So she's an energy being. So she when she does sorcery, because like comic stuff, like what I read is she eventually like succeeds Doctor Strange as Sorcerer Supreme, and like she like is his love interest. She's like his pupil at first, becomes a love interest in some stories and stuff. Maybe they won't in this one. I think if they cast a big name actress, they're gonna have them become a love.
I think he needs to get over what's her face, Christine.
Christine, yeah, because in his universe she's taken.
Yeah.
She's taken, yeah. If he could go to the other universe and they collide, and maybe then there's a love triangle thing going on. But I think that it's gonna set up for the next like huge thing. And then when his eye opens, the third eye opens, I was like, thank God. If he had that third eye when Wanda was doing all her shit, he'd probably be on like an equal footing. So they probably just did that as like a let's power him up because we're gonna make him look like a big pushover in this movie.
Yeah.
So let's give him something that makes him on par with being an actual Sorcerer Supreme and on par with like Dormammu and the other beings of the Dark Dimension, like these people that can like infuse their own energy in their spells instead of ambient energy, so they're like already immediately more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So he's using like whatever energy his third eye gives him.
Yeah.
I'm excited from it.
Me too.
I'm excited from it too. So yeah.
Future.
But I wanted to.
I think that's I would guess phase like 6, maybe phase 5. Phase 5 might be cutting it a little too close, but yeah, I think that's the next big Thanos event. And the first Thanos event took 3 phases, so I think 5 or 6 is.
We know there's going to be a big bad, so is it going to be Dormammu? Who's like? Is it going to be like people were thinking Galactus, and he would maybe bring in like more like beings into the world and stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be, and I don't think it's going to be like in the next like 2-3 movies. We're going to be shown who it is, but I think in the next like real big team up movie, which is probably like the beginning of the next phase or whatever. I don't really know where the phase line delineations are.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably do like a post-credit scene where they actually show who the big bad is, because this is just hinted at like they're going to the dark dimension where there's fucking Dormammu and his sister and all these other really powerful Omega beings.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's it. Overall, we both liked it, and yeah. So spoiler warning ends right here.
Yeah. So what timestamp is that?
About 40 minutes, but then I got the intro to add, and so who knows?
Well, yeah, I wanted general.
Yeah.
General. So welcome back, anyone that didn't want spoilers, to like a
Well.
20-minute episode for yourself. uh, end result, just in general, we both enjoyed the movie. We both had like Vinny had minor problems with it. I had a couple more problems, I would say, than him with
Yeah.
it, but like nothing that's like game breaking, and and saying like don't go see it. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably see it again. One of the funniest things too, and I didn't want to include this in the spoiler version. So I was on a trip to Mexico recently. I went to Puerto Vallarta, which is like one of the resort towns,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to see it there. And my girlfriend is from Mexico, and she was like, "Well, that's no problem because we watch everything dubbed, basically like the way people watch anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd rather not see desynced audio and video. We don't want our voice actors to do it poorly,
Mm-hmm.
so we just let it happen, and then we have subtitles." And America Chavez in the movie is Spanish, so they speak Spanish sometimes, and there's no subtitles
Oh, that's
because
funny.
it's in Mexico. So like
Mm-hmm.
we walk in the theater, the first line of the movie, like not really a spoiler, is in Spanish.
Yeah.
There's no subtitles. So I look at my girlfriend, she looks at me, and we go, "My God, let's give it a second." But are we in the wrong theater?
I did the
We
same thing.
confirmed with them.
The same thing.
Is it subbed?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then the second line is, and the first line is said by Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So I was like,
in Spanish.
why is he
I was
speaking
like,
Spanish?
what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, we're in the wrong theater. I was like freaking out because our food was going to get delivered. Like it was like in this like VIP cinema. It's a chain called Sinopolis. It's really big down there. It's so Sinopolis VIP. It's like the reclining seats, but like the menu's like 9 pages long.
Jeez.
They have like a bunch of desserts, a bunch of like actual food. So we were getting all that stuff sent to our seats, and I was like, I don't want to carry all this stuff to another theater if they gave us the wrong ticket. Maybe it's a different show time. Like we have other stuff going on. It's vacation. But then the second line of the movie said in English, and then the Spanish subtitles were there, so I learned a bunch of Spanish.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought the same thing, but I thought the same thing. I'm like, I don't even think they do Spanish dubs in this theater or anywhere near me. And I was like, I looked at my friend, and we both we were so confused. And I was like, is this the wrong theater? And then yeah, they corrected themselves.
Yeah, so that freaked me out. I mean, in Mexico, it's much more freaky because it's very more possible, like more possible that you're in a movie that's in Spanish.
Yeah, not in Midwestern Illinois. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we could. Do you have a big titty of the week? I do. You didn't have one.
You can go first. I don't think I necessarily have like one, like a game breaking one.
Well, my big titty of the week is I decided to buy a Steam Deck. Not really news, it's just cool personal news because I thought that they were dumb before. Because I thought how they worked was you get the console and it's like a Switch and you turn it on and it's like log into your Steam and then you put in your Steam information and you can access the store and you can access the library. Turns out it's not like that at all. You can download Windows on there. You can get the Epic Game Store so I can play like Kingdom Hearts, which will finally have a good Kingdom Hearts mobile or handheld version because the Switch one's ass. You can apparently get emulators on there, which that's cool. Like you can run up. I saw a Switch running at 60 FPS. And the emulators and Epic Games sold me, and then the big thing that sold me was that there's going to be a dock for it. So potentially, depending on how the dock like looks and how it runs and all that, I can stream from my PC, and then the game can be coming from the Steam Deck, so it's way less load off my PC, and potentially it'll even run better. Who knows?
Yeah, it almost becomes like a dual PC setup that way. Like like the same way that it kind of works, like playing on a console and a capture card.
Yeah,
basically the same thing.
And
it's pretty cool.
Like,
I mean, you were selling me on it.
Yeah,
you were selling me on it like pretty hard. But I'm still tentative here. I'm still waiting.
I think I'm waiting, but because like who knows? There could be the reason I'm a little hesitant is because this is like, besides like third party names, this is like the first like official one to come out. So like there could be problems with it. But I figured there's no harm going on the wait list because it's $5 to go on the wait list, and if I choose not to get it, and my estimated time to order is October, if I choose not to get it in October, then whatever. Then I get refunded $5. So
I probably will go on the wait list just for that reason though.
Yeah.
Like just because like why not just get myself in line somewhere if like something comes out and it's like you have to get this. It's like all right, well then I get it as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But yeah, my big titty of the week, I'll just say I can't do details, but I'll just say One Piece manga.
Oh, okay.
Was my big titty of the week. So I can't go details because he's reading it, catching up, and also there's no spoiler alert, but just the stuff going down right now. big titty of the week level stuff.
Alright.
All right,
I'll be
like
caught up
imagine
soon.
the hand and it's just full,
One titty.
weighing me down. Yeah, that's the size.
Yeah, I'm on
Uh,
chapter like 850 or something, 860 maybe now, and I'm close to the end of Whole Cake Island. I think the wedding started. Luffy just busted out of the cake. The portrait just broke. Is where I'm at.
yeah, I mean, it's probably like 20 or so issues, but
Yeah,
before like they escape or whatever happens,
and then they have the
you
whole
know.
fight in the mirror or whatever. But yeah.
Oh
Um.
yeah, no, you have way more issues than I forgot that happened after
Yeah.
the cake stuff.
Um.
But yeah, that'll be mine.
Yeah. All right. That's cool.
You know what I wanted to talk about too, because we talked about our trips. I want to talk about this because I put this down because it pissed me off just as much as it did
Oh,
you.
I know.
HBO Max's fucking app. What a piece of garbage. I mean, as a whole, if you're connected to the internet, it runs well. It's a fine app. They have a download option. So you can download content to watch that's saved on your device. When you are not connected to Wi-Fi on that device, or you don't have like mobile, like you don't have data or whatever kind of device you have, you open that app and it gives you error screen after error screen after error screen. You cannot go to a watch offline section. Why the fuck are you letting me download stuff?
It doesn't
Why?
make sense. Like,
And I thought maybe you have an iPad. It was like maybe it's the Apple version. There's like some bug in it. So I have a Fire tablet, and I was like, all right, I'll try it. I wanted to watch Peacemaker, the first episode, and then nope,
yep.
there it is right away. Errors out. I'm like, well, thank God I downloaded like 25 episodes of anime.
Yep. I did the
So
same thing. Well, we could talk about this after, but so I went to LA recently, or San Francisco, and the first thing I opened, we were about to take off. I opened HBO Max and I started watching Shazam, and the app opened fine, cool, whatever. Then I'm watching it. I'm like 45 minutes into the movie. We're in the air, and the pilot was talking, so I tried to pause it, and like it did that thing where like you click the screen and the pause menu comes up, and then you click again and like nothing pauses. So then you exit the app to try and refresh it. Exited the app, couldn't get back into the app. So then I'm halfway through Shazam, can't finish the movie, and then I did the same thing, and I think I started watching Attack on Titan after that.
yeah, I mean, what is going through the dev mind there to
Why?
not
Yeah.
allow to have an unavoidable error message that if you hit OK, it just retries to log you in.
Well, see, at least you have
It
an error
only
message.
retries.
Mine on iPad, it just infinitely loads. So I was waiting for a good 10 minutes for it to load, and
Oh, really?
I just see the
That's more
swirl.
annoying.
Yeah.
Mine was like, there's a connection issue right now. Please try again. You hit and all you could hit was retry. You couldn't hit cancel.
Yeah.
There was no cancel button. Just retry. It retries for like a millisecond, then the error pops back up. Like, of course, because I'm not connected to the internet on a
Because I
flight.
don't have Wi-Fi. Yeah.
I tried to download something to watch when I had no internet connection. If I could stream it for free over Wi-Fi, why the fuck would I download it? I don't know. This is like the most I've cursed in the podcast. It really was just that upsetting.
It's so annoying. No, I'm with you. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, and it's fine if you don't want to have a download section. I think that's not like up to current standards on streaming apps. But if you don't want to have a download service, don't have a download service. I'd be more okay with them not having a download section than having one and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I want to know the use case for downloading the file. I want to go to HBO headquarters, and ask all of them, CEO down to the very, like the assistant getting people coffee. What is the point of the download button? Like in the state of the app right now.
If anyone's listening to
when
this,
you use it,
I want you to at HBO Max and at us on Twitter and be like, I think at Eventually Pod brought up a really good point, and I think it's quite bullshit. Don't say that, because
feel free to test it yourself to confirm how annoying this is. By the way, because I mean,
go in airplane
for both
mode.
Of us.
Go in airplane mode. Download something. Go in airplane mode. Try to open the app. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Close the app out entirely. If you had it open, I don't know. Maybe there's some weird way you get in. Close the app entirely. Try to open it and see what happens to you.
Yeah.
Maybe it actually works on like Samsung tablets exclusively or something.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah.
It'd be so annoying. It'd be more annoying. I'd be more pissed.
But yeah, that's our rant. But yeah, I went to San Francisco recently. It was fun. I, for the first time, met an online friend, one of 12 years, which is my longest one. Um, I went to his wedding and I stood up in the wedding. Like, that's just crazy to think about. Like, even my mom was like, what are you going for? Like, this doesn't make sense. And I told her, like, I need a brown suit. Their color's brown. And she was like, why? If you're going to a wedding, you don't have to like wear specific colors. That's for the party. And I'm like, I'm in the party. And she's like, how are you in the party? You never met this guy. And
That's how friendships work
yeah,
nowadays.
I know.
Jeez,
I will say,
mom.
like, maybe she should have been on my internet usage more in the past if she wanted to prevent this, but I mean, it just happened.
Yeah, I remember when I met you guys, I was a little older, so like there was no way my
Yeah.
but I would say like, yeah, I met this guy from YouTube or whatever, and they're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I would
Where
never
does he
tell
live?
anyone.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
told my parents. I didn't really tell anyone else except for
Yeah.
like my college friends. But I
Yeah.
started like recording parts for my LPs in the dorm.
Yeah.
When I was like, you guys have to shut up and not come to my room. uh, and you know what's funny? For mine, I had a layover in Chicago. So had it
Oh,
been
I
like a
got a
6 hour
no,
layover,
yeah,
I could have met this guy in person, which
yeah.
we've never met in
I
person.
got a bone to pick with you right now. This man messages me. He's like, "Can I stay at your house?" And I said, "I live with my mother. I like there is no physical place for you to we have this bed and we have my mother's bed and we have a couch that doesn't it's not suitable for sleeping." And I said, "We don't have room and I don't think my mom would like a stranger sleeping in our room." And he said, "Wow, you wouldn't ask even for me?" And I said, "I
That's
will."
right.
I said, and
I
I
stand
I
by this.
no, and I said, "I will meet you at the airport. I will drive you to go get food and I will drive you to a hotel and I'll drive you back the next day. But you're not going to
Which
stay
is
at my
nice.
house." Yeah.
Which is nice.
He
Yeah.
ended up not needing it. But
Yeah. It
he
was
made me feel
because
bad
it was because there
unnecessarily
was like
because the flight,
storms.
yeah, the
It
flight
could have been
didn't even get,
canceled.
yeah,
Yeah.
it never even got delayed. So I felt bad for no reason. We could have never had that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, this is like just I think a sign of different upbringings though, because like if I told my mom this story like from your point of view, like after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
and I said this is what I said, she would like yell at me. How dare you not offer this person hospitality? We would find a way to make them comfortable. Like we would go out and buy an air mattress for them. Like
Wow.
that's what my mom would say. Like she would basically. My mom wants to meet all my friends.
Oh.
Anyone I've ever mentioned, she remembers their name or she tries to. She gets a lot of them wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but she tries to remember their name. She brings them up, like how are they doing and stuff. When am I gonna like? When can I meet them? When are we gonna have? When are they gonna have like some sort of like barbecue or something? And you bring
That's
your friends
funny.
over, and then I'll be there. Oh yeah, she wants to meet all of them. So like, I mean, that's like the place where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So like, I wasn't really like all that offended.
No, I know.
But I was just like, wow, you wouldn't even ask. Like the thing that got me was you wouldn't even say to your mom, "Hey, I have a friend who flew into Chicago Airport, and his flight got canceled, and he can't get another flight out anywhere for the whole day. Like, would it be okay to keep them here?"
If that happened, I would probably ask, but I just assume the answer would be like, well, where are they gonna sleep? Because we don't have anything. And I already said if I was out in my own place, 100%, I'd even give you my bed in that case. And
Least hospitable house in Illinois.
there you go.
All right,
This
remember
one
this.
right here. And
It's
none
gonna
of
be a
you,
historic
none
landmark
of
at some
you
point.
listeners are ever gonna step foot in this house.
It's gonna be a historic monument at some point. I will work to make it a historical monument where it's like the least hospitable place on earth. And if you try to go in when it's a historical monument, you can't.
Yeah.
Totally gated. And we'll have laser beams
turrets,
that'll
yeah.
fire at you. Yeah, they'll just like shoot a hole right through like your arm or something.
Mm-hmm. That's the warning
burn
shot.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's how unhospitable it is. Like every single time a trap goes off, there's like a big loudspeaker that says, "You are not welcome here."
Exactly.
Something like that. I just imagine that's your house.
Yeah. No, you're spot on. Yeah, but no, the wedding was cool. I would say meeting him in person, it was like maybe awkward for 0.2 seconds. And then it was just like we were in a Discord call.
Yeah. Well,
Which,
yeah, you know these people better than some of like the people like in real life. Like,
yeah.
like you better know people better than coworkers, probably.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. I don't know my coworkers at all.
At my friend's wedding, I actually recommended one of our other YouTube friends, TH126. He was a wedding videographer, and he's not anymore. He's like they're giving that up because it's a lot of work, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. But he was at the time. I recommended him. He like was the lowest like price one. So he did the wedding, and I was the best man at that wedding. So I got to meet him in person, and so we had like a picture together, like next to each other and stuff. So that's the only like online friend I've ever been able to meet in person so far. I almost met another one, Nick, when I went to a bachelor party in Las Vegas because he lives in Arizona, and he was like, "It's only like a 4-hour drive. I'll come up," and I was like, "Okay," and then he just never did. So it was like too expensive to get a hotel for the night or something. He was trying to find like a cheap one. So I've almost met him. At some point, I'll try to meet all of them as I can.
But yeah, that was fun. Would love to go back. Actually, I might go. I am going back to California. One of my friends is moving to LA for the summer, and I'm driving with him. So depending on how far LA is to where he is, maybe I'll see him again, but not necessary. It's like a 3-day drive or something from Illinois. We're gonna stop, I think, in Denver one night, and that's gonna be like a 15-hour drive day. And then the next day we're gonna stop in Vegas, and then the day after we're gonna get to LA.
That sounds like some good stops. Yeah. I don't know where you'll stop in Vegas and like park and then just walk the strip. Yeah,
he was saying maybe we get a hotel like right outside the strip and then like Uber in or something. I don't know how.
Yeah, you go that far, maybe you just go to the Grand Canyon instead. To be honest, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. You guys can. I mean, obviously it's your trip. You guys can plan it however you want. I've been to Vegas and I don't really necessarily see a reason to go back.
Yeah.
Personally, like it wasn't. I don't really gamble. Like that's obviously the biggest draw is the gambling, and I guess the strip clubs. But if you're not there for a bachelor party and you're just going there like with your friend, it's not.
I like the slots. I'm so bad. I was playing Judgment yesterday, and there was a poker mini game and there was a blackjack mini game. I had to reload my save like 3 times because I was trying to get chips, and it was just not like I'm not good at it, and I don't know how to be good. So I just like the slots, and I let fate decide.
Yeah, I like that too because I'll always hit him and I'll get like all the animations, and I'll have a friend sitting at the same machine because they have the same machines next to each other. And he'll like put $20 in, spend the whole $20, and he's like, "What's that animation?" I'm like, "Oh, I've gotten this like every single time. Is this not every single spin?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I haven't seen this a single time." What do you mean you've gotten this every single time? And I'm still losing money.
Yeah.
So just imagine how fast he was losing money. He didn't even get the fucking animation.
It's like gotchas. That's why I like those too. I'm like, oh, I got this Goku animation.
Yeah, basically, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. One out of 100 summons, I got one cool thing.
Yeah.
I won money like once out of like 40 spins, and I lost all my money.
Yep, that's how it always goes. Here's my random question. I've come up with a random question every podcast. I didn't know this would be a segment, but it is now. My random question for today is if you could erase your memory for a single movie ever, so like you don't know any of the twists, you don't know any of the characters, you're going into this movie fresh. And let's say if you choose a sequel, you've seen everything past that you would have needed to know. So let's say you chose Endgame, I don't know why you would. If you chose Endgame, you saw all 22 movies. And you rewatch it again, what movie would you want to rewatch for the first time?
God, I think you have to answer your own question first.
Okay, no, I have my
answer on this. Yeah, I gotta think on this. So you go.
I would love to see Saw again for the first time without knowing anything. I think that moment where this man comes out of the pool of blood and the dead body in the spoilers. It's from 2001. Get over it. He comes out of the body.
That's the statute.
And the dead body was alive the whole time, and he was Jigsaw, and all that twist I think is so cool. I will say Saw and Final Destination, they're some of my guilty pleasures. I don't know what it is about them. I love those movies so much. I don't know if it's the gore and I'm just like a sociopath or what it is, but something about them just awesome. And I know they're not good, but I love them.
Yeah, Saw's a good one. I didn't even think of that. Because like you're thinking like crazy plot twists, you're going like a whodunit, like Express and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. I mean, I know I like this movie. I can't remember if it was like so ridiculous. Like it, like I would probably have more series where I'd be like, oh, I wish I could watch the series. Like the first season of Westworld or something. It was like pretty cool. Like and not go online. Like you wouldn't have online. You try to figure it all out yourself.
Yeah.
Was pretty cool. But like if I'm going by a movie, I don't remember if I didn't know like kind of how these things went down. But have you ever heard of Fractured? It has Anthony Hopkins as a murder suspect, and it has, oh my god, I always forget this guy's name. He was in La La Land.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh my god, Ryan Gosling. Yes, as the lawyer.
Anthony Hopkins is Odin, right?
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins is Odin. He's also like Silence of the Lambs, Hello Clarice.
I never saw that either.
Yeah, I didn't see that either, but I mean that's a very
Yeah.
famous line, right? He's a cannibal in that. He is a murder suspect accused of murdering his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ryan Gosling is the prosecutor trying to get him. And this is like a very, very, like, it's like obviously high profile. He's rich. He's like a rich guy in this world. He's old. She was a young wife, like a trophy wife kind of thing. And he has decided to represent himself
Mm-hmm.
instead of letting like obviously any lawyer in the world he could hire. Instead of letting them represent him, he chooses to represent himself. Like he waives his right to counsel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's like, are you serious? Like the judge is like, I don't like, you shouldn't really even be allowed to do it. I don't know why you would do it here. And then he does it. And then the whole movie is like Ryan Gosling trying to figure out, like, did he do it?
Okay.
Like, where's like the evidence, all the evidence that he thought he had against the guy. Like it keeps falling, like slipping through his fingers. Like he like blows holes in all the evidence that's against him and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So I don't remember if I saw the plot twist coming, because this is also an old movie. And when I first watched it, I was probably like young teenager when I first watched it on like HBO or something with my parents. But it was cool. I liked that movie. I thought it was cool. So I would go with that one.
That's a good choice.
Like on the spot, I'm going with that one.
All right. And yeah, everyone can let us know in the comments if you would like to. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we organized this a little bit more, and on my like follow-ups, all of them so far I was like read the comments, because obviously only the first episode's out. All the comments have just been like, yay, you guys actually did it. So now like we're posing questions, like we want more audience engagement. You know, if people answer these questions, we'll probably bring it up in like a future podcast when we read it.
Yeah.
So
we can have us read in the comments section or something. Last thing I think we probably have time for is Thor 4. We have some disagreeing opinions about it. Not really just one. And it's not even like, it's just what we think is going to happen. Well, so there's a trailer coming out. I think, honestly, it might be out in 5 minutes. It might be out in an hour and 5 minutes. I don't know which time zone it's coming out in. But there's a trailer coming out very soon. And I'm excited about it. I hope we see Christian Bale in it. Because I think he has I don't want to say this because I think it could very much so be wrong, but I think he has the chance to be up there in Marvel villains with like Killmonger, and I don't know any other ones that are good.
As an actor, he could be. Yeah, well, I mean, Loki. Yeah,
there you go.
Loki was like the only good villain for a long time, and then Killmonger came along.
But yeah, I think he has the chance to be up there in the ranks with them. So I hope we see him. The one thing that we disagree on is so in the first trailer, or I think the first one's like a teaser trailer or whatever, even though it's like very long for a teaser. You see Olympia or Olympus, and you see Zeus and all the other gods. I think they're gonna get bodied in 2 seconds. And maybe not even 2 seconds. I just think Zeus specifically is not coming out of that movie alive. And then I was thinking about this because we were talking about it today. I think the post-credit scene, you show Hercules. And that's how you introduce him to the MCU. He's like over his dad's dead body or something.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe it does happen, but I mean, and no one's ever officially written off at this point now.
Yeah.
Introduce multiverse stuff. So it's not necessarily that I don't think it'll happen. I don't want it to happen, so I'm hoping it won't happen. So I'm saying no, it's not going to happen. Like that's basically like my train of thought here. Is like I want, like, from reading up on like background stuff, because I haven't read like the comics, but like I love reading the background information. I just I wasn't alive in 1952 or whenever Marvel was founded to have 50 plus years of comic experience to know the history of all these characters. But reading up on it, Odin is like there's like a whole council of the heads of different pantheons of gods in Marvel Universe. So like Odin is like the head of it. He's like the most powerful, but Zeus is like the second member of that council, and he's like right below Odin in power level. So if he just gets like totally wrecked, then like I'm gonna be very disappointed. Or like maybe it's like it's like a non-powerful version of Zeus or something, and then we'll see like a more powerful version where like the Olympian gods were like stronger in like a different universe or something like that. But I hope that they don't just get like totally wrecked right away.
All I know is that his sword is crazy, and it's made by like it looks like Venom symbiote or something, or it's from the same planet as them. I don't know. I was reading up on it a little bit, but I'm excited to see that sword. I heard that sword's freaking wild.
I usually watch it after. I usually read up on the stuff after I see the movie.
Yeah.
It's funny that you read up on it when you're so anti-spoiler.
Well, because we don't know what's gonna
That
happen.
is so funny that you read up on stuff before a movie comes out. You don't know anything about it. You're like, I don't want to go in fresh for this specific.
Well, here's the
if
thing.
someone told me online what this sword was, I'd be upset. But if I read it myself,
No.
it's a totally different story.
That's not a spoiler though. I don't care what the sword is. I care if like Gore gets stabbed, beheaded, and dies at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but imagine reading up on the sword and this and like the very first sentence is like most famously known for beheading Zeus. Like
they might not adapt that.
Okay.
They might not adapt it.
Normally you're very stringent with the spoiler thing, so whenever there is a little bit of a deviance,
because my thing, because I'm big,
own in on it.
I'm big on new rock stars. That's probably, I wouldn't say it's my favorite YouTube channel, but it's one of them. And I watch like every episode of a Marvel thing that comes out in Star Wars. They do a breakdown on it, so then they'll like show you all the Easter eggs and be like, oh, this poster in the background is actually from comic issue 1859, and this is where you see Peter Parker getting pegged or whatever. And they do the same thing for trailers, but they're all comic-y, like they've read all these stuff, so they'll say like, oh, this is where this movie could be going, and that's, I don't consider a spoiler then, because they don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. But we will eventually come back to this logic.
So are we doing a bet?
Oh yeah, we can bet. Yeah. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that entirely. So you want to bet?
No, I don't think we do subs. We have an idea for a future podcast. There's an expensive one. We had two ideas. There's an expensive one that you brought up, and there's a less expensive one that I brought up. I think whoever loses pays for the less expensive one.
Okay, well, the more expensive one, mine, the $15 a month, which you might only need 1 month of it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know what it entails. It could be like we need to buy 3 months of it. It could mean
okay. No, yeah,
we could do that one. I don't care.
No, I agree. We pay for at least one of them. Whoever loses pays for whichever. We definitely decide on one of them, and whoever loses pays on one of them. And so the bet is that they die. He dies at all in the movie, and we're saying just Zeus. Like, does just Zeus survive, or is it like what's the official terms?
I don't know. I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna slaughter the room. But I guess, yeah, you're right. Maybe like he like stabs Zeus and then leaves, and Zeus survives. So it's like, I think that,
and it has to be. It can't be any like, oh, other universe Zeus.
Yeah, no,
is coming in like this Zeus
Russell
in
Crowe,
the movie.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. Maybe the terms can be. I think that he is 100% gonna fight Gore, and he is 100% gonna lose this fight.
Oh, well, I would agree with that. You think they're gonna die, though? You think he's gonna die?
Fine. I mean, I'll take the bet that he's gonna die, even though I don't know if I fully believe that one. Just like you don't know if you fully believe that he's not gonna die. I'll just take the bet that he's gonna die, even though I don't fully know if I believe that. Because I could very much so see Marvel doing like a, like I said, he gets stabbed and then lives or something. But I'll take the bet that he's gonna
some
die.
alternate version of. Some alternate evil version of Zeus or something. Yeah. I think virtual. I mean, virtual handshake. Boom.
Yeah,
virtual handshake on that one. There we go. Yeah, I'll do that because and it's just Zeus or like I think it's just Zeus.
Yeah,
right.
Zeus is the big one.
Zeus.
Yeah. Because
if he just runs in and kills some nameless gods that we don't even know who they were really playing.
Yeah.
I mean, who even cares? So yeah, if Zeus dies, and in fact, you know what? I'll even give you if he dies and is somehow revived, even this Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
I'll lose the bet.
All right.
So if he gets stabbed through the heart and then there's some sort of miracle healing water or something, like the fountain of godlyhood. He still died
once. I got you.
He died. So I lose the bet.
So I guess that means that idea, stay tuned. It'll be coming in like a month and a half or something, because he'll pay for it then, or one of us will pay for it then.
Because he's so confident. He's already saying, I'm going to pay for whatever we decide on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we had other parts of the agenda, but I mean, we can push those on over.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move stuff around. We don't want to get
we're an hour
super
10.
long episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's already. I thought we were gonna end on the question, to be honest, and then you said let's talk about Thor 4.
Yeah, and then
So,
I was like, I want because I wanted to get the bet out there in the air before the trailer comes out. Because there's a trailer
valid.
come out tonight, and we haven't seen it yet. So
Valid. Okay. And then like you said, the teasers for Thor are always the best teasers in Marvel. I think. At least awesome. Ragnarok's teaser was definitely the best one until now, and now this other one is like a pretty damn good teaser. Also,
I agree.
So high hopes for that movie. I think it will be better overall. I think everyone will just kind of agree it's going to be better than Doctor Strange. Like in the end,
I can see
think that.
I think
when it comes out, everyone's going to like it better.
In terms of Phase 4 right now, my rankings are 100% Spider-Man No Way Home #1. There's no doubt in my mind. Between 2 and 3, I'm between Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange, and then like probably Eternals and then Black Widow. I think
I would kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I would kind of agree with that. I would definitely put Shang-Chi above Doctor Strange though, so they're not interchangeable for me, but I agree with the rest of them. Like that's the same order for me.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we're gonna end it off here. Thanks everyone for listening. Be sure to, I don't know what following does on Spotify. We don't know the algorithm, but I mean follow. I don't know if you can rate on Spotify. Rate if you can. That'd be cool.
Just
like the YouTube.
Yeah, follow us.
Do everything.
Follow us and sub whenever it's free. Like just do any free way that you can follow us and tag along with us. We encourage.
I think that we need to make a Twitter still. I put it in the outro that's about to play. I don't think it's made yet. That's fine.
I thought we made it.
I didn't make it. If you didn't make it, it doesn't exist.
I didn't make it. So all right, there we go.
But yeah, so follow all those things. Thanks everyone for listening. You didn't hear it here first. You didn't hear it here last. You heard it here.
But you heard it here eventually.
Later, guys.